The problem of evil is a classic philosophical and theological puzzle. It questions how a benevolent, omnipotent, and omniscient God can exist alongside evil and suffering in the world. This paradox forms the crux of the problem. If God is all good, he should desire to eliminate evil. If he is all-powerful, he should be able to prevent it. And if he is all-knowing, he should be aware of its existence. Yet evil persists. This paradox challenges the very nature and existence of a God, with the attributes traditionally ascribed to him. Philosophers and theologians have grappled with this problem for centuries, offering various explanations and theodicies, defenses of God's goodness in the face of evil. Understanding the different perspectives on this issue is crucial for anyone seeking to reconcile their faith with the reality of suffering. Augustine of Hippo, a prominent Christian philosopher, proposed a solution that has influenced theological thought for centuries. He argued that evil is not a separate entity created by God. Instead, evil is a privation, an absence or corruption of good. Just as darkness is the absence of light, evil is the absence of goodness. Augustine believed that God created a world inherently good. However, free will led to sin and suffering. This turning away from God's goodness is the root of evil. Therefore, evil is not something God created. It is a consequence of human free will. This view reconciles God's goodness with the existence of evil. Contemporary philosopher Alvin Plantinga offers a modern defense of God's goodness in the face of evil, known as the free will defense. Plantinga argues that a world with free creatures who are capable of genuine love and relationship with God is infinitely more valuable than a world without free will. He posits that it was logically impossible for God to create free creatures who would always choose good. Genuine freedom implies the possibility of choosing evil. Therefore, the existence of evil is a necessary consequence of granting free will. Plantinga argues that God, in his wisdom and love, chose to create a world with free will, even though he knew it would lead to suffering. This choice, according to Plantinga, is not incompatible with God's goodness. It reflects his desire for a world where love and relationships are authentic and freely chosen, even if it comes at the cost of potential evil. Section 4. Soul-making. Hick's Theodicy. John Hick, another contemporary philosopher, proposes the soul-making theodicy, which suggests that evil serves a purpose in the grand scheme of things. Hick argues that the world is not designed for human happiness but for soul-making. He believes that suffering and challenges are necessary for spiritual growth and development. Just as a sculptor uses tools to shape and mold a piece of art, God uses the experiences of life, including suffering, to shape and mold human souls into beings capable of greater love, compassion, and moral character. Hick argues that this process of soul-making requires a world with genuine risks and challenges. A world without suffering, while seemingly appealing, would be a stagnant world where true spiritual growth is impossible. Therefore, the existence of evil, according to Hick, is a necessary component of God's plan for human development and ultimate good. Section 5. The enduring problem of evil. The problem of evil remains a complex issue with no easy answers. Philosophers and theologians offer explanations, but suffering challenges our understanding of God and our place in the world. Augustine saw evil as a privation, a corruption of good. Plantinga's free will defense values free will despite its risks. Hick's soul-making theodicy suggests suffering aids spiritual growth. These views offer insights but don't erase the pain and suffering. The problem of evil prompts debate and reflection on fundamental questions about God, human nature, and the nature of good and evil. Reconciling a loving God with evil is a personal and challenging journey.